Today on Suncoast View, the crowds are on the way, but will paid parking cause problems again in downtown Sarasota? We'll discuss.
Get your running shoes ready. We'll preview some Suncoast runs coming up, and a doctor warns us about women's sports injuries.
Plus, fall is only days away, and fall fashions and home decor galore are waiting for us on St. Armand Circle. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to our fitness expert, Kelly Jaco.
Hi, ladies.
Great
How
to
are
see
you?
you today.
I feel so guilty when I sit by you.
But I'm so happy to be here. It has been just the craziest last couple weeks, so I'm happy to see you
This is
guys.
our return to normalcy week. We're all kind of saying and relaxing back into our routines.
Yeah.
But see, normal for Kelly is like going out and running 20 miles. So that's why we always feel a little guilty.
Not normal for us.
Yeah, exactly. But I have all sorts of questions from one of your latest posts.
Okay.
You posted a log of your mileage because you are training for what?
I'm training for the New York City Marathon.
And how soon is it?
It's November 5th.
Oh.
So we're
Okay.
coming up to the end, and so the long runs are getting longer. So this was 18 miles on Saturday, and I like to do it when it's dark out. So my alarm went off at 3:20, and it's too hot.
Well, I agree with that.
It's too hot. So I use Garmin Connect. It's an app that connects to my watch, and it tracks my miles. And right now I'm feeling quite good.
Well, it's crazy to me that not only are you running 20-odd miles, but you're doing it at 3 a.m. You know, the combination. I could see maybe, you know
what?
daytime hours.
I think that there's definitely sacrifices that you make when you train for anything. I
That's
choose to
amazing.
do my long runs on Saturday before I go to work at 8 o'clock, and not do them Sunday because I don't want to eat 3 hours up away from my family and my kids. So I like to do it when everybody's sleeping. Go to work.
That's amazing.
Do you wear a headlamp then?
I
She's my
do.
hero.
We blink everywhere. We've got
that's
it.
good.
You're not alone.
No, I never ever run alone. I got these claws called Tiger Lady claws. I heard it on.
So if anyone messes you while you're running,
They are retractable, so you
Oh
press
my gosh.
it and you have like Wolverine claws. So
Please-
if I
please
am
bring
alone,
those.
Oh, I have some of those.
they're amazing. They're very cool.
She was my hero before with the run.
now that's cool. Yeah, that's
Definitely
cool.
my hero.
The rest of us just use acrylic nails, so that's very fun. All right, well, we're proud of you for training.
Thank you.
That's an amazing
Thank you.
accomplishment.
Thanks so
and
much.
Yeah, I don't know. I love to see those times. I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, I
She
can't
ran
wait
for
to-
3 hours this morning.
It was a long time. It was a long run, but it's fun.
All right, we're going to see who's in the kitchen today, and we're talking about fall goodies and some healthy ones. Chef Judy brought apples. What are we talking about?
It's the start of apple season, and Stephanie, I'm interested later on to talk about what apples you like to use for pie. But as they're just starting to come out and shipped over to Florida, they've been at various apple farms in Michigan and New England. We're going to talk about the best uses, what apples for applesauce, what apples for pies, what apples just for enjoyment, and how you can blend them all. And it's perfect timing because it's Rosh Hashanah, which is you eat apples and honey, so a sweet new year as we tuck into our apples a little on today.
All right, that kind of makes many of us homesick, I know, for the
Yeah.
orchards and the
Apple
pumpkin
picking.
patches, and yeah, a lot of good northern memories when we get into fall, so we still can enjoy our apples here. One little holdover from the hurricane last week, as you know, many people evacuated, schedules were messed up. Well, Urbanite Theater did not get a week of rehearsals in that they needed, so they are pushing back the opening of their show, Moving Ethos Presents and Back Again. So the opening will now be October 4th. It will run through October 7th. And you want to grab your tickets for the new dates, you can get that information on their website. It is time for our first hot topic, and more paid parking could be on the way to downtown Sarasota. City commissioners approved a plan to put parking ticket machines in the State Street garage. Machines will also have them track traffic in and out of the garage so we can get some valuable data. The commission also finalized plans for an additional garage on St. Armand's Circle. Why do you think paying to park is still such an issue here? It's kind of a normal city thing.
I really don't quite understand why it's an issue. Any big city that you go to, or even small city, we're paying to park. It cuts down on the traffic. People will tend to carpool. I think that we should pay to park at our beaches too.
Don't say that.
Okay.
I agree.
I have lived in New York. You're paying like $40 for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Here, I'll drive right by if there's paid parking.
Yeah.
And downtown is competing with UTC. There are so many mall areas coming up. They need to be able to compete on an equal basis, and they're putting themselves not on an equal basis. And here, it's sort of a tradition.
Right.
You know, you just sort of feel insulted if they ask for a quarter.
I think that's the issue. Kind of like what you said. You can't have something free and then all of a sudden it's been free for however long and say, oh, now we're going to make you pay for it.
Don't you think the
That's
infrastructure
issue.
of our town is changing, though? The number of tourists that come in, and the number of cars, and the amount of traffic, and you watch Siesta Key, and you watch downtown, and the cars that are just lined up. It creates a havoc.
It does.
So to funnel that money back into our community, and it might be a quarter. I mean, you go to a beach in Cape Cod in the summer, and it's busy, but it's not so busy because you're paying $5 or $10 to park.
Yeah, you pay around here.
Yeah, but I
up
don't
to
think
the north.
paying is going to make it less busy. I don't think that's the issue. I think people are going to be looking for parking regardless of what the price is. They still need parking.
Right, so let's make some money.
So they're going to park. I don't think it's going to deter or encourage. It's just a matter of capitalizing on the circumstance.
I've heard
Now-
it would solve the problem on Siesta Key if they had to pay to park.
People
If we
would
had to pay to park.
reevaluate the way they do things. You
I
know,
think that,
and
right.
there's nothing wrong with
You'll
that.
just Uber.
Maybe you'll
Absolutely.
Uber.
Use
Maybe you'll
Uber.
plan better. You
Yeah.
won't pop downtown
Yeah.
for one little errand. You'll run 7 that
Yeah.
day and invest several hours.
But then you wouldn't pop downtown when you might pop downtown. You'll wait until you have 7.
See, but you know, to the city's defense, like, so even though they're putting the ticket machines there, they actually haven't decided that they're going to let people pay for them yet.
Right.
They're saying they want them there so they can track them, and if there are special events or something like that where
Right.
they are going to implement like a
Right.
paid charge.
Which is
or
how
something
Palm
like that.
Avenue is, isn't
Yeah.
it? They only
Yeah.
use it
So,
occasionally.
Yeah.
so outside of the St. Armands is going to be full pay, which, you know, I get. But, you know, downtown, I don't think you want to deter people anymore. There are businesses there already complaining about parking issues. You don't want to add another obstacle in their way of people coming down there and enjoying downtown.
I totally agree with that because I do a lot of shopping downtown at PJ's and Panache, and I would just go somewhere else. And I really hope we keep our free parking.
Yeah, Well,
we
Even
still
though we're
wanna
talking about
support
50
downtown.
cents
Yeah, we
here.
do.
I don't think it's
Support
50
downtown.
cents, but yeah.
It doesn't
you
have
want to
to
go
be
with 50.
All right, well, people may say blondes have more fun, but apparently that is not true in corporate Silicon Valley. This female CEO of software company Glassbreakers says she dyed her hair brown to repeal unwanted workplace advances in her male-dominated career. Eileen Carey told Good Morning America that a female venture capitalist actually suggested that she dye her hair because there is a stronger pattern recognition of dark-haired female CEOs. And this way, investors would be more comfortable risk-taking with a brunette. According to a 2016 study, 60% of women in tech in Silicon Valley say they have experienced unwanted sexual advances. Do we think that's hair color related at all?
I don't think sexual advances is hair color related at all. I think it's a male-female thing, and I think it's females in the workplace.
I have been both ways. I've been a brunette and I've been a blonde, and I didn't see any difference at all.
I think it's just how you look.
Yeah.
And how you
It's just
present
how you look and
yourself.
how you
Yeah.
present.
Yeah.
You know, if you're people consider you gorgeous, you're going to get unwanted sexual advances.
Unless you put up that, like,
Right,
Yeah.
unless somebody is afraid to do it.
Right.
If they
But
think
it's
you're going
not.
to be insulted.
But it's not just the look. It's also what you bring on.
Right.
If you're-
That's
if
what
you're
I think it is.
friendly,
Right.
If you're happy, if you're
Right.
fun, people like to be around people that make them feel good. So if you're a happy-go-loving, loving person, they're going to want to talk to you.
sure.
And again, talking and being related to is fine, you know, but there has to be a certain level.
I don't think all
of
men
how
realize
dare
that.
you.
though.
No, I agree.
Once you're nice to some people, they think that means it's
That's a
open.
green light,
Just
go.
come on in. But
Right.
that's not always the case.
Yeah, I didn't think it's hair
I'm just
color
a polite
related.
person.
No.
Right. No, it's an easy line to cross in some situations, but I was surprised that it was hair color related in these
No,
people's
crazy,
minds.
yeah.
I think it's
So-
a female thing.
Well, I used to, a gynecologist used to go with me to the hairdresser, and she would have her hair dyed gray. Not my personal gynecologist.
We're trying to understand this. You went to the gynecologist at the hairdresser?
She had her hair dyed gray because she said people didn't respect her when she had really, dark hair. So she would have it dyed gray every week so she would look older and get more respect.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We should try the gray hair.
I was going to say, we're going the other way in case you're wondering. So you've heard of body shaming, but what about mommy shaming? Actress Jenna Tatum is the wife of Channing Tatum. She posted this photo of herself out on a balcony, showing off a little more than we can show you here, in case you're wondering why it's a little blurry. So critics are accusing her of being a bad role model to her 4-year-old daughter, and that she didn't need to teach girls to over-sexualize themselves. Tatum responded, "You can tell who the strong women are. They are the ones you see building up one another instead of tearing each other down." What do you think of that line between being a role model but also embracing your body image?
I want to be a mom and look like that.
She's amazing.
That's
She is
amazing.
beautiful.
I think it's
Yeah.
jealousy.
Yeah.
I think it's jealousy.
You think it's women
why
just not
be
being
ashamed
nice?
of your body then? I mean, that's going the other direction.
Well, firstly, I highly doubt she took that Instagram picture and her 4-year-old is scrolling through Instagram looking and seeing that picture.
Yes.
But I think that women, rather than support other women, tend to, there's definitely a line of jealousy there. She's a beautiful female. She needs to rock that.
I think sometimes people just have these beliefs that this is what a mom is, this is what a single person is, this is what, and I don't think all the time all of those mesh.
Right.
But just because you feel that's what a mom should and shouldn't do doesn't mean that I should be, responsible for your thoughts.
Right, and just because I think, especially with moms, sometimes moms don't necessarily feel that good about themselves because they're giving so much to everybody else.
Right.
Just because you're in a place where you might feel, like a frumpy, non-sexual person in your mom role doesn't mean that someone else can't still be that person in their mom role.
I follow her on Instagram. I saw the picture before. I didn't read any of the comments, but then I saw the
Follow-up.
afterwards, the follow-up, yeah. And when I saw the picture, I was like, man, she looks good. Like, no part of me, I didn't even think about her.
That's what I think when I see your pictures on Facebook. Wow, she looks good.
Maybe I should be getting up at 3 a.m.
Exactly. Well, if anyone can defend that, you can, because that's well worth it. Well, 'tis the season for pumpkin everything. Coffee, cereal, cookies, you name it. And there actually may be a scientific reason why we're so crazy about it. Researchers say the current trendiness is a fantastic example of the psychology of consumer behavior and fads. The sweet smell of pumpkin spice can trigger a nostalgic, emotional response in people's brains. The spices conjure up the warm, comforting image of holidays and family, and then our subconscious craves it. Does anyone have the pumpkin addiction? I know I do.
No.
You two never have, I know.
I
But
do.
it makes sense. When you're going to sell a house, you put something warm and friendly like cookies baking in the oven or something. So we know that works.
And it's the spices they actually relate it to. And you can go back to Indian culture where spices are tied to so many different emotions and feelings. But that's the thing. It's not actually the pumpkin, it's the cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger.
The Publix has the tall cinnamon sticks out now. I walked in and I was like, oh, it's Thanksgiving.
Do you guys know,
I wanted to buy
if
them
you
all.
boil those, it just gets this aroma throughout the entire house. Just put a couple sticks
love it.
inside like a pot, boil it for a few minutes. Once it comes up to boil, turn it off and leave the pot.
Yeah, like natural potpourri.
And it's amazing.
Amazing.
Yes. So if you want to feel comforted and conjure
And
that
then open up your
why not?
windows to 95 degrees.
Right. It'll make the air conditioning fresher.
Yes.
All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast. When we come back, we're talking to a sports doctor about injuries.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather update on this tropical storm, or now tropical system, I should say. It has been downgraded, not to a tropical storm, but a Category 3 hurricane. Yesterday it was at 175. Today, a much different story at 115. It continues to hammer Puerto Rico, however, with heavy rainfall, mudslides, and strong a surge actually on the east side of that island. The pressure is come up to 961 millibars, and the gusts are still at 165 miles an hour. And it looks like it will continue to move off to the northwest. It will strengthen rather quickly, too, now that it's going to be moving over the waters again. And it looks as though we will see the possibility of this system, again, developing back into a 4 as early as Wednesday night, and then continuing as a 3 right through the east of the Bahamas, and then heading off to the north. Still is a pretty strong hurricane on Monday at 8. It's expected to be at 105 miles an hour. Satellite imagery showing a very large system. Well, much more in our forecast coming up at
Female sports involvement has skyrocketed over the past decade, and so has the evidence that certain athletic injuries can be very gender dependent. Dr. Julie Beret is an orthopedic surgeon with a specialty in sports medicine. She joins us to talk about women's sports injuries. Welcome, doctor. I admit I love talking to a woman about women's issues because you understand our bodies are built differently.
Absolutely. We are definitely not one and the same, and women and men experience injuries similarly, but there are some injuries that are more unique to women than men, and at different stages in our life that we might experience those.
Now, I think your background in sports and athletics and everything was very interesting, so tell us what made you want to go into sports orthopedics.
So I've always been interested in sports and athletics, and just really realized the importance of exercise and how important it is for your body to run efficiently and functionally. I grew up around athletics. My father was a football coach, one of the major schools here in Florida.
You could say who Bo Bethel like it.
So yeah, he was a coach at Florida State for 27 years, and so I grew up around the team physicians and athletic trainers, and just always was fascinated by that, fascinated at getting the players back on the field as quickly as possible, and so that's really what kind of drew my initial interest in sports medicine.
Well, and as we age, being injured unfortunately becomes more of a part of life. We are all noticing.
True.
If there is a common injury that seems to be the most prevalent among women, what would you say that it is? With younger women that I see that do athletics and sports, definitely see the more severe knee injuries like anterior cruciate ligament tear. We see that not infrequently with women soccer players, women cheerleaders. As we age, certainly the rotator cuff and shoulder becomes more prevalent. That's a little bit more equivalent between men and women.
You brought us an example of the knee. If you were to describe exactly what those injuries were you were just talking about, because this is a knee, what would it look like?
Sure. So, when sometimes women will land improperly, let's say they've done a jump and things like that, if you land improperly and just kind of the impact, there's one of your main ligaments in your knee is called the anterior cruciate ligament, and that can tear, and usually that requires surgery, especially in a young person.
And this could prevent you from moving, running, jumping kind of thing?
Right. So you don't have the stability that you need if you don't have a functioning ACL.
If the young person had that surgery, would they be back to their same athletic ability again?
That's the goal. So usually we can get that athlete back on the field. There is a long time period, as you see in the NFL and some of these more high-profile athletes. It does take around 6 months or so, sometimes up to a year to get back to their sport, but they can certainly get back.
And I see that this extra piece, could any of this be injured, or is usually
Absolutely.
the most?
So one of the Florida State football players just recently tore his patellar tendon in the opening game. So this is the patellar tendon, this is the kneecap, and there are other structures in the knee that are not uncommonly injured.
That's one of the most common injuries that I see is a patella tendonitis, soreness in that front of that knee from running, and so as a trainer I find it very interesting. I want to know what we can do to prevent those kinds of injuries.
Great question. So a lot of times these are overuse injuries, and we don't give ourselves enough time to rest in between the training activity, and then sometimes we train too hard a little differently, working on kind of getting the big bulk on the what we call the concentric activity, and we don't work enough on the negative contraction. And then also just making sure your flexibility is adequate and you don't overbalance the one side, getting overused.
Well, while I pray for Francois, we're going to actually talk about the shoulder.
Sure.
Tell me, you mentioned that could be another major portion of the body that gets impacted by injuries.
Right, and so one of the things I love about my job is being able to work on athletes of all ages. And I know in this population we have a very active older community, and a lot of pickleball injuries, golf injuries, tennis. Very commonly can you injure the shoulder, and the rotator cuff, it's one of the main components in the shoulder that helps to allow you to raise your arm, and and one of the reasons that I operate on rotator cuffs so frequently is because you just can't sleep at night. When your shoulder's killing you at night, not only do you have difficulty combing your hair, brushing your hair, playing your sports, that's actually something that we can efficiently operate on arthroscopically and get better. Not always do they need surgery. A lot of times they can do therapy, and we can try non-operative treatment like injections and other things like that.
It seems like our bodies, to some level, just wear out a little bit as we get older because we've used these, muscles and tendons so much. Are there sports that are gentler on our bodies than others so that we can focus on those as we age?
I think so. Yoga is an excellent activity as we age because it really works on flexibility and core strengthening and things like that. Golf is a great activity. Now, you don't always have to ride the 36 holes in the golf cart and drink the 12-pack. But, so walking for golf is very good. Tennis is a great activity. Walking, on the beach for exercise is great. Low impact cycling is another great activity. Wow. So there are some.
All right, well, it's important to stay active, and we know that, and we appreciate the fact that when things do happen, they can be fixed. So
Absolutely.
That's the good thing.
I'm happy to help with that.
All right, well, to talk more with Dr. Bray about women's sports injuries, you can find her on the Sarasota Orthopedics Associates website. And coming up next, speaking of athletics, Kelly's going to preview races and fun runs coming up here on the Suncoast.
The 11 o'clock advisory, the new update now is suggesting that the tornado watch is over, although sometimes tornadoes do occur outside of the watch area.
In for now, because first responders still have to assess the area.
As information is coming in, we're just trying to make sure that it gets on air, on digital, and on the phone.
Storm's impact goes well beyond, damage and power outages. It also affects sports.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
The kitchen is where life happens. Manasota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
And welcome back. As our morning temperatures start to cool down, it's a great time to lace up those running shoes with some friends. And fall brings many organized runs here on the Suncoast, plus most of them are for a good cause. Now our fitness expert and our guest host today, Kelly Jacobs, is here to help us get motivated.
Yes.
So I was laughing just a moment ago because we're talking about fun runs, things that get you off the couch to running.
Yeah.
And Joey said he's already got the prerequisites.
He does. He has the couch. So all we need are the running shoes, and we're going to get him there.
Off the couch.
We're going to get him there. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So tell us about some of these runs that are coming up.
So it's my most favorite time of year. Running season in Florida is awesome, and we have really great runs here. So I compiled a few of my favorites. The first would be the Boo Run, and that's in Lakewood Ranch. And the Boo Run benefits Another Day for Gray, and they raise awareness for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which affects typically young boys. And the reason why this run is so great.
Why is it called the Boo Run?
Well, it's for Halloween, and they have a costume contest. Okay. So everyone is dressed up. adults, kids, and they have a whole costume contest. So you see people that are out there in Lakewood Ranch running in their and they go for it. They are like full blown.
And that makes it more fun.
Way
You
fun.
kind of forget what you're doing when you're looking at everybody's costumes.
Yeah,
That's the way I look at it.
All right.
So that's the first on my list. And then we have
deck
to deck this year, and this is put on by the Daiquiri Deck, and this was last year. We run from St. Armand's Circle Daiquiri Deck, and originally the race went to the Siesta Key Village Daiquiri Deck, so it was a point-to-point, about 8.5 miles, and you get there and they have mimosas and food and it's
everything you need after
everything you need. Well, now the Daiquiri Deck has their new location off the South Bridge, so now it's deck to deck to deck.
So it got farther.
So it's a little bit farther, and the deck to deck benefits Sarasota in Defense of Animals, and that's where that money is going.
Beautiful.
So yes. Third is the also Turkey Trot. This is our Thanksgiving run. As you can see, I like to dress up for my runs. I like to run fast, but I like to have fun as well. So we dressed up as turkeys, and my training partner Matt, he dressed up as an American Indian out there. So it is a 5K. It's over the Ringling Bridge, and it benefits the also Children's Shelter, raising awareness for gay, lesbian, transgender children. So that's a great one. That's a lot of fun. A lot of people, but you can still get off your couch and go do it. You can do it with your friends. You can walk it. You can.
And just so people aren't intimidated, a lot of these bigger races, you don't have to race.
No.
I mean, you're probably running it for time. I'm just trying to finish.
You don't have to
Is
race.
that okay?
Yeah, you don't have to race any of them. Typically, when you line up, you see the people who are racing. They're going straight to the front. Yep. And then if you're with
people like me who show up late.
You can show up late. You can walk it. You can push. A jogging stroller, or you can do whatever you want. So they're all fun. The next race, the Jingle Bell 5K. This is one of my most favorite. It's also in Lakewood Ranch. Last year there were almost 2,000 runners that came out. Everyone has jingle bells on. It's a night race, which is my favorite. So it's dark. And it benefits the Lakewood Ranch Medical Auxiliary, so they give scholarships to people who are looking for careers in the medical industry. And so I always kind of look for where these runs are benefiting, and I like to give my money there. So lastly, we've got our Ringling Bridge run, and this is a big one. This goes over the Ringling Bridge. This is a 4-mile run. This is January 13th. This is a pretty serious one. People come out to really race and race hard. There still are the weekend warriors who just want to come out and get a good sweat, but it's nice and cool out.
Right.
You go over the bridge, you turn around, you come back, and it's a lot of fun. The view is beautiful. So
who knew there were so many runs?
there are many more.
Pretty
Those
much
are my
every
favorite
weekend
5.
if you're looking.
Yeah. Those
All
are my
right,
favorite
well,
5.
If you guys want to get some extra training in before your next run, you can find Kelly online or at Jacob Boxing. And next, we're going to have a fall fashions from St. Armand's. We'll be right back.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins. The mall at UTC is hosting a Real Men Wear Pink reveal party. We'll tell you how event planners are hoping to raise breast cancer awareness in our area. That's tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
So we're watching an evolving weather pattern that could bring us a little bit more showers as we head into the weekend. We'll talk about that forecast.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Everybody can make something.
because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
We were watching ABC 7 News.
We kept getting the information we needed along the way, and it did help us prepare.
When they were showing the eye, I started to realize, okay, we better take some precautions.
We were able to look at the My Suncoast app and get the weather updates.
We stayed informed during the storm.
It makes a big difference having the information that you need in a time of stress.
Bob and John Scalzi, both of them, they're my favorites.
It helped a lot to have you guys reporting for us.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Chef Judy, and she is busy with lots of apples. Judy, I've been spying on you peeling over there, and you're doing that with a knife. Why don't you use a peeler?
Because for me personally, I find it much easier with a really good knife. You know, I work with the Shun knives, Japanese knife, very lightweight. And if you can see as I'm going around peeling, I mean, I'm really getting the majority of just the skin off. When I had a dessert company in Boston, I had that hand cranker where you put the apple in and it peels it really fast. And that was really good to get children involved, to give them like a buck, you know, to peel the apples. And they thought that was really cool.
Child labor.
I like my knife.
All right, very impressive. We're going to learn more about varieties of apples coming up. Bobeth?
Well, the first day of fall is Friday, and that means it's time to transition our fashion and home decor. Barbara Pugliese, the owner of Just Because Boutique in St. Armand's Circle, is here with some fun fall fashions to get us in the mood. And even though our weather is slow to transition, we can start doing the switch. Right. And I see, Barbara, you're switching things up here.
I'm ready. I'm ready for Halloween.
I love it.
Loving
That is
it.
such a
What
fun
better
costume.
to be a donut? You know?
You're
I'm a
sweet.
donut. I'm sweet. And then we did our little do-it-ourselves, you know, headband with the donut with the glue gun. So it's been fun. I'm ready.
It's costume season. Yes. And to get us ready, so let's start off with what's going on St. Armand's.
We're
business
open
good?
for, we're back open for business. Everyone's open, everyone has power, so we had no damage from Irma, so it's really, we're very lucky.
So we're starting to see some of those tourists come back.
Tourists are coming back, our Floridians are coming back, so we're happy.
All right.
So we can dive into
Well,
fall.
we can dive into fall and Halloween.
And this is a perfect transition
It
of
is.
what we can dive into. You brought some of the items from some of the local stores. Tell us about that.
So we're going to start with Foxy Lady down here at the end, and this is a great blouse. It has the lace up and down each of the arms, so it looks really nice on, really flattering, and you can't go wrong with black. Especially if you're going to like maybe a Halloween party and you don't want to wear a donut. It's a good thing to wear. And then it's just teamed up with some really beautiful black denim jeans, but it's not a heavy denim. You know, they're American made, they're lightweight, so they look really good together as the outfit. And then some great jewelry. She's a New York artist. She has her studio there that's all hand done.
Beautiful.
And what's trending for the fall are these two tones. So she mixes the gold and silver together, big chunky pieces, so that you can layer, which I like because it looks really good stacked together. Wow. And then these fabulous boots. So this is, again, trending for fall. It's that heel booty with fur, because everyone should have a little fur, and look sexy with it. So those look really nice all together with the outfit. And then we have this very cool purse. They're all hand beaded. It takes about 3 days to make them.
Oh, my. I'm loving
She's an American artist, too. So it's kind of that Day of the Dead, Halloween going with it. But they're all skilled craftsmen who make each one of these. So really beautiful. Yeah, they're beautiful. And it looks great with black. So it really is a nice outfit together.
And you know, St. Armand's has a wide range, so now your store,
we have Just Because, so this is one of my favorite items. It's called like a pillow wrap. Okay, so basically it's Velcroed on the back, and you wrap it around your pillow so that you don't need to buy a whole new pillow for the holiday.
It's
so
perfect.
they're really cool. They're not expensive, and it's just kind of a fun way to decorate for the holidays.
That's great.
Isn't
a way
that
to
smart?
dress it all up.
Yeah,
I
and
love
then
it.
this is one too that it just has kind of the Velcro on the back, and you just.
That's so creative.
Isn't that cute? Like
That
trick
is
or
so
treat.
great.
So smart. So they have it for all the holidays, but I think this is really fun.
And it saves us time of buying new pillows, stacking them away.
Well, and storing them. Yeah, it's so hard to store them all.
This is so much easier to store than the whole pillow, so I love that. And then we have some fun tea lights with the witches, which I think are super cute, and some hand-blown pumpkins, and those are great because you can transition those into Thanksgiving. And it's not just one color, they're like multicolored, which I think are really kind of cool. And then some neat candy dishes, because those should be fun too, which I've been eating all morning, so there you go.
Candy's always fun.
And then my favorite item are these eyeballs. They're soap.
That's the funniest
They're
thing
soap,
ever.
and I
Oh my gosh.
just sent it to my nephew in college, and I'm the coolest aunt. Okay,
That
so
is
all
very
the college kids loved them, and little ghosts and pumpkins, so really fun for Halloween. And they're all under $6.
And they're
I mean,
soap.
They're soap, so they're cute, any age, and it's just something fun to give as, you know, Halloween gift, which I like.
They made my day.
Yes.
Yeah, they're hysterical.
And then we have a great wine bottle too, especially if you're going to someone's house for a party. Put a great bottle of wine in there, a little wine bag. So something fun, I think, as a gift for a hostess gift. And made in America. And everything here is under $35 too. Most items are under $20, so really affordable items for Halloween.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And great hostess gifts.
And great hostess
Every one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I would be happy to
Makes
get
me
any
want
of
to
them.
do an event.
You need to have a party.
And then
for
I
that.
have all the good aromas down
You
here.
do. So then going to the Spice and Tea Shop, it's a fabulous store. I don't know if you've been in there yet, but wonderful teas and spices and nice things for Halloween and the fall. We have some pumpkin pie spice blends. That pirate booty is great. I put it on seafood over the weekend. Nice and spicy, so it had a good kick to it. And then some nice tea accessories. The little
This guy's one of our
manatee is so
favorites.
adorable.
A little steeper.
And some of the teas that they have are like a caramel apple and pumpkin chai, and they blend everything there at the shop, which I like. So it's really nice. And then in front are some gourmet sugars. The walnut bourbon was awesome on popcorn, which was really good. So I made some popcorn balls with that and did that. So that was really kind of fun. So getting it in the mood for our holidays coming up.
This will do it.
Yeah, this is.
And Halloween, actually, last year we broke all the sales from the year before. So Halloween is trending up and more on sales on that. So.
And we're starting early.
Yeah.
Yes, and we're starting early, which I like.
Well, speaking of trending up, the trend now on St. Armand's is Ladies' Night.
Ladies' Night.
Tell me about that.
So tomorrow night is Ladies' Night 5 to 9. You want to look for the balloons. We have over 35 businesses, refreshments, raffles, and the best of all is a 15% off discount. At the participating restaurants.
And more people are participating, it seems.
We have lots of restaurants, women's stores, men's stores, so a little bit of everything, so everyone can find something.
And there's another event. Tell us about that.
So this is awesome. It's our fundraiser. It's on October 7th. It's the Taste of St. Armand's. And the money goes to Children Take Stock with Children and our St. Armand's Circle Association. So you get to eat and come out and drink and have fun. And we also have silent auction items. So there's some real, it's great. You can buy your tickets now. It's a great party. You can stroll and eat and shop.
All right, well, thank you so much, Barbara. Loving the costume.
I'm ready. Thank you.
All right, just as a reminder, Ladies' Night is every Thursday of every month.
The third
Thursday of every month. And it goes from 5 to 9. Again, look for the balloons to find those who are participating. You get discount from from restaurants and a couple of the stores in the area. And next, Linda has some fun during the hurricane, and she's going to tell us all about it.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. 2 back-to-back hurricanes are making prices at the pump skyrocket if drivers in Florida will catch a break anytime soon. Plus, rowing action at Nathan Benderson Park. Competitors talk about how they like the venue on the Suncoast. Now let's get a check on the first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Thanks, Jacqueline. We're looking at the storm system right now, still at 110 miles an hour. It is now a Category 2 storm, so Puerto Rico has seen the brunt of this storm throughout the day today, and it's also weakened it considerably down to 110 mile an hour with gusts up to 130 at this point. It's moving to the northwest at 12, but it looks like it could gain some strength again, though, up to Category 3 status as it moves over some warmer water, and then back down to a 2 as early as Sunday as it heads off toward the north and northeast. More in the tropics at 5. See you then.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
One of my favorite parts of being a news reporter are the great people you get to meet in the field, sometimes in the most surprising locations. Last week, during Hurricane Irma, I was doing a story in a comfort center where I met the most wonderful twin boys. Take a look.
My family has been without electricity since Sunday, and I saw this graph right before the electricity went out, and it said Florians fear most 2% fire ants, 2% snakes, but then it said 80% no air conditioning, and it's very harsh.
What is it like here?
Well, it's like you can charge your phones, get away from the hot air in your house. You can also get away from all these distractions that are distracting you at your house.
And here they are, Kennedy and Avery Cole. Of course, their grandfather is Bob Turoff of the Golden Apple Dinner Theater fame, so they've got theater in their blood. We're so excited to have you guys. You certainly did impress me when I met you last week. So, what's the best thing about having the power back on?
Well, the best thing is that, well, we have air conditioning back.
That's important.
Yes.
That is very important.
But also, we also got another air conditioner to run that one on the generator because our other one was too
it wasn't powerful enough?
Big.
Uh-huh.
It was too big to be ran on the generator.
Oh, okay. So what'd you miss while the air conditioning was out? It was out for a while. What did you guys miss when it was out?
I missed the air conditioning mostly.
Yeah, we did too.
I missed having power in my house. I miss sleeping in my bedroom mostly because I had to sleep in my mom and dad's bedroom on a mattress, which Kenny and we were fighting over the blanket.
Yeah, I would think twin brothers, you're 8 years old, you'd be fighting over just about everything. Kennedy, I hear you're a big sports fan. What about those Rays?
Well, I feel that, I don't really think that they're going to make the playoffs, but I'm still hoping that they're going to win a couple more games before the season ends.
I know a lot of people are hoping that too. Well, Avery, tell me now, I understand you like TV shows.
Yeah.
What TV shows are you a big fan of?
Well, there's this TV show called Raven's Home. It's on Disney Channel. My brother and me like it because it's funny and it's really fun for kids to watch.
Very good. I bet it is. Now, I understand you got a special message from your mom about your school. Where do you go to school, and what did your mom tell you?
We go to school at Lakeview Elementary, and we just love the teachers there. We love everything about it.
I'm sure your teacher's listening, and you just got an A+.
Yeah.
If I were your teacher, I would have certainly given you one. What's the most fun thing to do there, Avery? What's the most thing you enjoy most?
Well, I enjoy most at school listening to my teacher, working, and seeing my principal come through every day. It's really fun to see her there, and then they talk about us and everything. And also, our principal said if we talk about her, she will give us an A+ on something.
So you were told to mention your principal's name on the air.
Yeah.
What is her name?
Miss Wheatley.
Miss Wheatley, we love you, and we'd both like an A+, please. Well, it must be a great school to really know your principal and to really like your principal so much. So I understand that you guys are going to have you're going to turn 9.
Yeah.
What can a 9-year-old do that an 8-year-old can't do?
I don't know.
I don't really know, but whatever it is, it's going to be fun.
Yes, it is. You know, the problem, I have a 7-year-old grandson, and the big problem with him is watching too much iPad. Do you guys watch a lot of iPad?
No. Not really.
That's why you're so
We
smart.
watch TV.
I like that. I watch TV. That's our kind of guys. Well, I
So it
understand.
must have hurt for the not being able to watch TV with no electricity.
Well, my mom was able to find a way that we could hook up the TV to the generator. But what was weird, when we got power,
you broke a TV?
I mean, Misty Creek lives right across the street from us, and they got power. So when we ran it off of the generator,
good job.
We got the internet and Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Wow, you guys are really lucky.
You were fine.
Well, let me tell you what else you're lucky about. We're going to start the celebration for your 9th birthday right here on TV. Look at this. Happy 9th birthday. Look at this. Happy birthday, guys. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do, because you are really smart. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And next we're going to get an update with another boy we really love, Rickley, our guide dog puppy. Let's see what's going on with Rickley.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful.
That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled, and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded, so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
The 11 o'clock advisory, the new update now is suggesting that the tornado watch is over, although sometimes tornadoes do occur outside of the watch area.
In for now, because first responders still have to assess the area.
As information is coming in, we're just trying to make sure that it gets on air, on digital, and on the phone.
Storm's impact goes well beyond, damage and power outages. It also affects sports.
Welcome back. Well, as many of you know, Wrigley is at college per se. He is at Guide Dog University at Southeastern Guide Dogs. But we got an update on social media I wanted to share. Very proud of him. He is working on his training. And one thing you'll notice in this picture is that he is wearing his guide dog harness. Oh. And that is one of the skills because it's, it's a little constricting. It's definitely a hard-handled harness that someone would use to hold on to so that he could guide them. But he is learning to sit and stand and be on his platform. And after he evacuated with us for the hurricane, we did obviously have to take him back to college. And it was a little sad, but a little heartwarming. He ran out of our car to go back to them so fast. Oh. It was one of those, hey, had a good time seeing you people, but I got friends here and I'm doing my thing. So kind of makes it easier to know he's a very happy guy at Southeastern Guide Dogs, and we'll keep giving updates as he goes through his training. All right, we are getting ready for fall, and Chef Judy has some seasonal apple picks to teach us about.
The ABC 7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
It's Willamania at the Players Center as the Will Rogers Follies takes the stage September 27th. Part homespun humor and part Ziegfeld Follies, this toe-tapping Tony Award musical is the start of our wild Broadway series. So call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You need to catch Willamania.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at the top of the hour. When will visitors to downtown Sarasota have to pay to park? We'll have an update on what the city is considering when it comes to parking meters. In First Alert traffic is backed up on US 41. This is the northbound lanes right near US 40 or Fruitville Road in Sarasota. Let's get another check on the weather with Bob.
Well, it is down to a 2 now, so it went from a 5 down to a 2 as a result of the mountainous terrain of Puerto Rico, and now it's emerging back into the Atlantic, and it looks like it will regain some strength, but not all. That's a good sign, and it's getting sheared apart a little bit on the northern edge. This is a rather large storm, though. It's having an impact on a large area here in the Caribbean, and it looks like it will cause some problems there as it moves off to the northwest. It's still good news here in Florida. It's going to stay well east of our state. We are looking at a few showers right now. The details and all that coming up at 5.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
Consumer Cellular makes it easy to stay in touch with family and stay within our budget.
Now our cell phone bill is only a fraction of what it used to be.
Our average customers get everything they need for about $25 a month, and plans start at only $10 a month with no contracts.
Consumer Cellular has a great choice of phones. Check out my new one.
I picked this simple phone.
I use my son's old smartphone. Kept my number, too.
Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, and members get exclusive discounts.
It's a good thing Consumer Cellular is always there, because sometimes I need a little help.
Sometimes. We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service among non-contract wireless providers.
Over the years, we've seen a lot of change.
We actually use change.
Luckily, there are some things we can still afford.
Like Consumer Cellular.
Stop paying too much for wireless service. Switch to Consumer Cellular. And with our 30-day risk-free guarantee, it's easy. Call 1-800-920-3084. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess?
You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second Spin Mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Coming up Thursday at 4, everything you need to know about the World Rowing Championship. Tens of thousands of people are headed to the Suncoast, and there's so many activities at Nathan Benderson Park. We will tell you what to expect. Plus, we'll fundraise for Florida hurricane victims with a paintbrush. And it's Throwback Thursday for our 3rd anniversary celebration, and Polo Grill and Bar is in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We are here with Chef Judy. It is apple time. We've got apples, apples, more apples. Tell us.
And you know, I'm kicking myself. My husband was in Boston, and he said, do you want lobsters when I fly back? I forgot to say, no, I want crisp Macintosh apples from the farm. So I blew that one. But I've gotten some local apples. You know, we're a little delayed here in Florida because of the hurricane and getting shipments in. So it's going to be about another week or two till you find your groove. Believe it or not, I found the best assortments at the Walmart neighborhood stores, and they're labeled for you. And it always helps to look online depending on what you're going to cook with. So let's start over here. Over here I have Cortland apples, usually a little bit harder to find down in Florida, but they're starting to come in. Cortland is a good balance with the Macintosh because they hold up a little better. So if you're going to do something like a Dutch baby or a baked pumpkin pancake, it's best to peel and slice and saute some Cortlands. They are going to get saucy, so something when we get to my applesauce, we'll talk about the combination of the two. New Englanders tend to, in apple crisp, use Cortland apples. I've learned to mix them with Braeburns so they hold up. Now, here's the Braeburn apple. They're probably, you're going to find them at a good price point. Now, Michigan and Vermont apples are very, very different. So you're going to find a different taste in a Braeburn depending on where it comes from and whether it's a hybrid.
I think so.
So right here on the cutting board, you probably had a Honey Crisp, which is the best eating. But I want to talk a little bit about what I have right here. So for apple pie, we have the Braeburn and the Granny Smith peeled, sliced thin. The Braeburn will get a little more tender, a little faster. Not a great apple for something like a handheld pie, which is going to bake less, okay? But Grannies are overall a great response. Make sure you have a lemon available for anything you're making because it's going to turn a little brown. So let's get to a baked apple. You can do Braeburns, you can do Honey Crisp. Honey Crisps are my favorite eating apple. But the Braeburns really kind of, they hold themselves like a pink lady, and that's what I like about a baked apple. I don't want it to be too mushy. So what I did was, I have a little maple syrup, a little water, and cinnamon in the bottom, and then you just take sugar or stevia. I like a little ground clove in it. I'm not a nutmeg fan, but a ground clove, and I know you were talking about cinnamon sticks. I gotta tell you, just dropping a cinnamon stick in here, and then you can take something like the pumpkin granola and just fill the top with that, or maybe some oatmeal that's been cut in with butter. And you've just poured it out. If you have a melon scooper, that's the easiest way. If not, the back of a wide-based fork works fine.
To get the core out.
Exactly, to get the core out. So caramel apples and Bambi Famous Cane, if you are watching, I have never met anybody that is more healthy but loves caramel apples than my friend Bambi. So Granny Smith and Honeycrisp are both great apples. What you want is something really firm and sweet. Okay. You don't want something that's going to be too soft like a Macintosh. So those are the apples for the candied apples that you want to do best. And I have to tell you, I have found instead of giving everybody one whole candy apple, just make the caramel sauce and let everybody dip it in, almost like fondue. You're not going to have to commit to this whole apple and maybe chip it too.
Break your teeth.
Exactly. Now, I think we all love the Honeycrisp the best. I can tell you they're probably, I find they're the hardest and the sweetest. Right now at Fresh Market, it's a financial commitment.
Yeah,
they run about $4.99 a pound.
But they'll go on sale eventually.
They
That's what
will.
I keep saying.
And then the Macintosh, which if you come from New England, you wait till you get them in the brown bags of the orchard and you bite into it and it hurts. It just gives you
they have such a good tart.
Such a tart, and that's what you want.
Healthy apples in season, heading to the stores. And Judy made her own applesauce.
Well, in time, while we were all here today, I made applesauce, Macintosh, cinnamon, sugar,
We are out of time. We're loving the apples. Probably great to see you. Take some time, enjoy the Suncoast view.
Oh, Lindy.